Ding! And now it's time for the Zach Irwin Podcast, better known as For the Irwin. And now here's your host, Zach Irwin. Thank you for that introduction. Good morning. I am Zach Irwin. We're doing a new podcast called For the Irwin. I do like puns. I'm pretty good at them, but unfortunately, I did not come up with that title. My friend and former colleague at WGCL TV in Atlanta, Adam Harding, came up with that one for me. And for that, I thank him forever. Thank you, Adam. Welcome to my first podcast of For the Irwin. Again, my name is Zach Irwin, and I'm going to talk sports as much as I can. I don't know how long this will be, but you will. Anyway, I want to reflect on my Padres. The San Diego Padres won 37 games this season. That's good considering this was a 60-game season thanks to the coronavirus pandemic. And this game should be about the fans, for the fans. And again, thanks to the pandemic, no fans were allowed to see them play all season. Not one. My Padres gave me joy when the world was kind of crumbling around me. Every time I looked in the standings, seeing my Padres in second place in the National League West gave me hope, gave me good feelings, gave me something I hadn't had in 14 years, postseason baseball with my Padres. No, that 2007 tiebreaker game does not count against the Colorado Rockies. My Padres were able to scratch out those 37 wins, some of them in come-from-behind fashion. Few games they had grand slams, one in each game for about 4 straight games. Hence the nickname Slam Diego. I love that. I love that name. Well, anytime I think about Grand Slams, I think about the breakfasts that Denny's serves and those 4-run homers. They're just both of them, I think, are a thing of beauty. For my Padres, they gave me something I wanted to see. Not only just a playoff appearance, but a playoff series victory. And better, they avenged the St. Louis Cardinals, a team that did them in 3 previous playoff series, all won by Tony La Russa against Bruce Bochy in 96, 2005, and again 2006. My Padres, they beat the Cardinals in that third and decisive Game 3 at home, and a lot of Padre fans were cheering like they won it all or something. I admit, I was happy for them and for myself, but I got worried about them at the same time, too, because it seemed like they acted like they hadn't been there before, like they did something super spectacular. I don't think Dodger fans did that when they swept the Brewers in 2 games in the wild card series. Now, the Dodgers, they're a different breed. They're a different animal. They're something way better than what my Padres are right now. The Dodgers, they're loaded with hitting, starting pitching. I read somewhere that their closer situation is a little bit shaky. That could hurt them in the NLCS when they take on the Atlanta Braves next week. And all 7 of those games, should it go to a 7th game, up to 7 games will be played in Arlington, Texas. Nothing says National League like Arlington, Texas, home of the American League's Texas Rangers. And ditto for the American League Championship Series in San Diego. Yes, nothing says American League like San Diego. But that's where the Houston Astros and Tampa Bay Rays are going to be for up to 7 games next week in the American League Championship Series. Whoever wins those series will go on to the World Series in Arlington, Texas, in the postseason bubble. So yes, welcome to 2020. That's where we are today. No home field advantage of any sort. But there might be fans in Arlington for the NLCS next week. Well, there should be, at least that's what I've read anyway. And that'll be a welcome sight. Real people inside the seats. And here's the kicker for me. Globe Life Field. Let me say that again. Globe Life Field, the new home of the Texas Rangers, had 0 fans at home this season. 0. And that's a $1 billion plus ballpark that just opened. That's insane that nobody was allowed to go in there this season. That'll change for the NLCS. And, the Atlanta Braves, they've been my surprise team of the playoffs in the National League this year. I didn't think the Braves were going to do it. I mean, they have won 5 straight to start the playoffs. They have 4 shutouts. That's amazing. I didn't know who was going to be pitching, who was going to be able to deliver high-quality pitching. I mean, Max Fried turned out to be the ace. And beyond that, who knew what the Braves had? They were supposed to have Cole Hamels in some form this year, but that never materialized. His shoulder never got healthy. And I just, you got to hope as a Braves fan, as my B team, I wanted to see the Braves do something, win a playoff series, anything. I've lived in Atlanta a long time. I've only seen, up until this year, 1 playoff series victory by the Braves, and that was against the Houston Astros. I'll tell you how long ago that was. It was so long ago, the Astros were in the National League. That's how long ago it was. And yes, I lived here back then too. I lived in this house when that happened, as a matter of fact. So, there's your perspective, folks. Oh, one more piece of perspective. Up until this year, the last time the Braves won a postseason series, the Atlanta Falcons were in the NFC West. Okay, now I'm done. But the Braves, Dodgers, NLCS, that's going to be a good series. That's going to be strength versus strength, pitching versus pitching, hitting versus hitting, pitching versus hitting, hitting versus pitching. One 5-0 team against another 5-0 team. I mean, you've got something right now. You've got a series. This could be one of those old-timer 15-round heavyweight title fights. They don't do those no more. They've cut them down to 12 now. But still, that's going to be a battle. And out in the American League in San Diego, Rays, Astros. I think the Astros are on a mission of sorts this year. They've got something to prove. They want to show the world that they are legitimate champions, legitimate contenders, legitimate opponents for somebody. That they're not out cheating or stealing signs or anything like that. The Astros are going to try to do what they do, is have that underdog mentality and take it to somebody. It could be the Rays that they do it to this time. They took two of the 3 games. There was no third game in Minnesota because the Astros won that best of 3, 2-0. The Astros put away the Twins inside their home ballpark. The Astros were on the road at Target Field and took care of the Twins like yesterday's trash. And then they took care of the A's at Dodger Stadium 3-1. The A's, they were a good story too. I wanted to see them win a series, and they did when they took out the White Sox 2 games out of 3 and did so for the first time in 14 years. That is, the A's winning a playoff series. So anyway, if I'm allowed to somehow watch a series that I want to see, it's going to be the National League Championship Series, Braves and Dodgers. I don't know what the game times are yet. I haven't looked them up. The problem for me is this. I've got to go to bed early so that I can go to work the next morning. Now, when I say the next morning, I mean I got to be in at 1:30 in the morning. So my only hope, if these are going to be late games in the NLCS, is that I can somehow wake up between 11:30 and midnight, catch what's left of the game, get ready for work, get out the door. If I'm lucky, I might be able to listen to the game in my car on the way to work. That's my only hope right now. If it works, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. I'll do my best. So anyway, I want to see the Braves win this series. I want them to go back to the World Series for the first time in 21 years. I would love to see the Braves make it to the World Series for the first time since I've lived here. That's my goal right now. Yeah, my goal is to be a better video editor in real life, but I'll take the Braves as a goal for now. I'd like to see the Rays beat the Astros. So that way you've got kind of an all-South World Series, Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Or if the Astros win the American League Championship Series, well, I'd be okay with it too. Astros-Braves. The Braves could maybe exercise some more demons of playoffs past. Should the Dodgers beat the Braves, which that could happen, I mean, that's probably the more likely scenario in the NLCS, I'd be okay with Dodgers-Astros, a rematch of the World Series 3 years ago. The Dodgers might somehow find a way to take it out on the Astros to get it done. So anyway, my goal is to somehow watch any or as much of the NLCS as I can. That's my challenge for this upcoming week. That'll do it for this first ever edition of For the Win. My name is Zach Irwin. I'm going to do more of these in the coming days. And there might be days where I do more than one podcast. It is a Saturday, October 9th. Saturday, October 10th, 2020. Let me say that again. Saturday, October 10th, 2020. I will look forward to this again real soon.